Opel launched the new generation Corsa in South Africa very recently, and I was on the launch. We shot a long video. We showed you a lot of the features on the car, and it arrived very promptly on our driveway for a full test. This is the top elegance version as we drove on the launch. So it gives you that 1.2 litre 3-cylinder turbo engine, 96 kilowatts, 213 Newton meters of torque. So it's the performance version, no doubt about that. You can see the pretty mean, aggressive front end with this big lip spoiler down at the bottom over here. It's got features like that narrow little LED headlights, daytime running lights, fog lights in the bottom over there, and as has become very typical lately, very edgy gills, etc. throughout the cars. It seems to have become a feature of so many cars lately. This model, of course, comes with nice mag wheels with 16-inch versions. Nice, you can see Continental tires over there. Then something I want to just point out quickly before we even go further. Quite unusual is Isofix on the front passenger seat for the mommies that want to put a little one up front. Not that common on too many cars, but it seems like European seem to be going into that phase now. So just something a little bit different, I thought. Back seat over here. You can see the driver's seat set for myself as always. And legroom's fair, I'd say. It's not massive, but it's certainly decent. And pretty good headroom because you haven't got too much of a slope to the rear roof line. And again, Isofix at the back. You've got sort of leather with cloth combination on the seats. Contrast stitching in white. Neat looking. Let's call it that. You come round, you've got a very wide C-pillar, and you can see this little black strip that runs into the rear over there. Just accents to give you a nice little look to the car. I've popped open the boot already, as you can see, and let's have a look under the board. And you've actually got a full-size spare wheel for once. So good stuff on that over there. I appreciate that. And your toolkit very neatly placed inside the spare wheel. Saves you a bit of space in the boot area. Drop the board over here. You've got a reasonable boot. I wouldn't call it massive, but of course it's quite deep. Quite a high lip over here that you'd have to lift over when you've got items. Keep that in mind. Drop your rear seats 2/3, 1/3. You've got plenty packing space. Probably 900 liters if you go that way. Close it over here. And quite interestingly, you'll see no badges to tell you which model it is. But that's a choice, I suppose. And you can see rear park distance control, beepers on the boot, on the back bumper. But I must say, on a model at this level, the top model, I kind of would have expected a reverse camera, and that's not here. Not a big car, not a massive problem, but I'm just getting so used to them these days. Okay, let's jump inside and see what it's like. Well, as always, let's start on the dashboard, and you'll see the figure that always counts to everybody. On our test over here, we've done 500 kilometers, averaging 7.1 liters per 100. That's not too bad. Definitely a lot of urban use, I'd say, more than anything. So that's a figure that I think any owner, any driver could achieve. Very neat. You'll see you've got auto on headlights down there, which again, nice to have. You come down onto the steering wheel, your multifunction steering wheel. Those are all your sound controls, etc. And on this model, the important thing is you do get cruise control. So that is an important one as well. You come over to the center screen over here. You've got a nice 8-inch touch screen. It gives you definitely all the features you want, all the functionality you want. I'm just going to press through a few just to show you where you can set headlights, comfort, safety, for example, and you'll see you've got active safety braking, you've got roadside recognition. Now that's an important one because it's got that road sign recognition, and it picks it up, gives you warnings on road signs, etc. And that is something obviously you're only going to get on this top level model. Just keep that in mind because you will not get it on the lower models in the range. You've got to come up to the top version. Unfortunately, navigation, you've got to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto if you want to get navigation, but that is the modern way and the way of the world these days, so I'm not going to complain about that. But as I said, you can see all these over here, and there you go. Have a look at that. That's really top technology, because what they've done is on this top model, you get that road sign recognition, you get your cruise control, you get blind spot warning, you get, I'm trying to go through all of them, lane keep assist. All of those are standard on this top model in the range, not necessarily on all the models lower down, so just keep that in mind. You come down over here to your aircon system, and you've even got seat warmers for your driver and your passenger and driver over there. Big thing in Europe, I know. I don't know how important it is in the South African context, but it's something that you get. You've got USB down there. I would have liked to have seen one at the back as well, but then I suppose I'm asking a lot. Standard on this model, being the top version, you get the 6-speed automatic gearbox. It's a good old torque converter gearbox. Smooth, comfortable, easy. I have absolutely no complaints. It functions very nicely in this car. Matched, very, very well matched to this engine, the 1.2 litre 3-cylinder turbo. So really smooth, comfortable, easy, and you can push it on a little bit if you want, because remember, the Corsa does have the slightly harder Opel, typical Opel handling and drive, where they want it to be sporty. Opel, sporty. That's the way they are. If you really want the softer, more comfortable, gentler kind of ride, you go with one of its French twin brethren, shall I call it, on the Peugeot or Citroen side, because they are the same group nowadays. You look at this dashboard over here, it's got a sort of neat flow across to it. It's got a pimpled effect to the plastic across the top, and you've of course got a chrome strip across the middle over there, and then this high gloss black plastic center section that flows into the screen. All very neat, looks very, very well designed, and it certainly does flow very, very nicely. Obviously, it all comes down to price, doesn't it? There's a reason why Opel, over the last sort of, 15 odd years, have sold something like 180,000 Corsas in South Africa. So just remember that, because I think that is a big factor. This model will set you back 387,000 Rand, but remembering I've shown you a lot of the extra tech that it carries, so that's very, very important, and that's a reason why it carries a price like that and a premium like that. You can get into the 1.2 turbos, but giving you 55 kilowatts, and those will start at about the 280,000 Rand mark, so a bit cheaper, but you aren't getting the extra power. You're certainly not getting a lot of the features. It's a lovely car to drive. It certainly gives you a great feel, and it does carry that traditional Opel sportiness, which really I think a lot of people have missed. It's a nice option on the market. I suggest, if you're looking in the sort of range, you're looking at Polo GTI, one or two others like that in this kind of category, check this one out as well. They've got the heritage in South Africa. They've got that sporty heritage. It's worth a look. For MotorMatters, I'm Eleanor. See you next time.